Hey guys, Dark Skeleton here, and I know I haven't uploaded a lot of Hearthstone content for you guys recently, so I knew I had to get something out. I was actually drafting a Mage Arena, and this is a very good Mage Arena deck. I'm actually going to be using it in a How to Draft a Mage Arena video I'll have in the next couple of days. But right now, we're just doing one quick match, and it's my first match in this set that I played today. I actually ended up going 5-1, which really shows how good this deck really is. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I managed to get Zombie Chow and Snow Chugger in my opening hand, which is pretty much as good as you can ask for. That is a constructed level opening. Zombie Chow, so amazing. Snow Chugger, really good against classes like Rogues as well. And tossing the Yeti for the Sorcerer's Apprentice isn't too bad either. But considering I don't even have a 3-mana minion, it's debatable whether I should have kept that Yeti, I think. But I'm happy to have the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Drawing into my Harrison Jones as a possible later in the game kind of tech card against a Rogue, of course. Rogues and Warriors, Harrison's pretty good against just because they're so reliant on weapons. It's okay against Paladins. Although a Paladin that plays a True Silver is almost always going to kill something big with True Silver before you even get the Harrison. But it's still nice to be able to take out that True Silver. Against other classes, though, it's not quite as strong. Against Mage, it's completely useless, and that's why Harrison isn't a god-tier pick. But right here, you probably noticed that the Rogue actually coined out his hero power. And that is a very unusual play. The only time a Rogue will normally do that is in Constructed when they're going to play this card. Now, I probably should have assumed that that was what was going to come out, because it's just such a telegraphed move. Turn 1 Daggers into Turn 2 Goblin Auto Barber. But I really wasn't that focused on the fact that he actually made the unusual play of coining out the hero power. And not only coining it out, but coining it out on a board where he had nothing to kill with it. Regardless, though, I trade my Zombie Chow in, keep my Snow Chugger on the field, and the Snow Chugger is actually super value here, being able to freeze that Rogue, preventing his 2/2 Dagger from doing anything. As long as I keep freezing him, the Rogue has a nightmare of a situation. I really hate it when mages do this to me in Constructed, but it works. Snow Chugger, pretty good card. There's definitely an argument for playing the Sorcerer's Apprentice before the Mech Warper, but here it actually turned out very well. I was able to kill the Ghoul without losing a dude, and still managing to freeze my opponent's Rogue. That's where I want my Snow Chugger to go every single turn. And because I've been so persistent about doing that, he hasn't been able to play or use his daggers, which means Harrison hits the field, bam, 2 cards, destroy a 2/2 weapon, super value for me. If anything turned things around in this game, it was definitely that. Really sets me up to win this thing. I traded my other 2 guys in instead of the Snow Chugger because obviously I want to keep abusing its power to freeze the opponent's Rogue, preventing his hero power from being useful, preventing an Assassin's Blade from ever coming out and doing anything. And here he's basically just forced to play some of his crappy minions just to have stuff on the field. The way I played this churn out may be one of the strangest ones to you guys, because I do kill his 2/3 with my 5/4, which is very obvious to play. But the 2/1 threatens to kill my Harrison Jones as a 5/2. And you would think, yeah, go ahead and use the 2/3 Snow Chugger to kill the 2/1. But I actually decide against that so that I can keep freezing my opponent. Now, that does mean if he wants to trade his Loot Hoarder in, it's going to get extreme value being able to take out a 5/2. Another option would have been to not play the Karen Bloodhoof, but I wanted to develop the Karen Bloodhoof while I can, as early as I can. Playing on curve. If I had like 7 mana, maybe I would have played the Silverhand Knight instead, but the Dark Iron Dwarf was kind of pointless there. So here, I do expect Harrison to die. Now, what he actually goes for here does confuse me a little bit. It's the Fan of Knives, which I assume is just for card draw. I actually thought he'd just run the Loot Hoarder into my Harrison first. He'd be ecstatic to do that because you'd get so much value out of that Loot Hoarder. But no, he eviscerates my Karen Bloodhoof, which I question too, because that's going to run him out of cards if he's going to try to remove that. But he actually uses his Loot Hoarder to kill my Snow Chugger. He hates my Snow Chugger that much. I assume he might have an Assassin's Blade or something like that. I don't really care. Well, I do care if he managed to do something like Assassin's Blade, Deadly Poison, Blade Flurry. But putting down the duplicate means even if he does that, I still have plenty of stuff to play. He throws out Sinjin Shieldmaster, which is reasonable. It would force me to use one of my dudes plus a Fire Blast to kill it. But he doesn't really figure out what my secret is. He actually makes a pretty big blunder here, going and killing my 5-1 Harrison with a 3-1 dagger. What's better than having one Harrison against a rogue? Having 3 Harrisons against a rogue! Hooray! It goes to show you how strong duplicate can be when you get to kind of control what you're actually duplicating. And also how Harrison can actually be a pretty good arena card. So I've been Dark Skeleton. I'm going to try and edit some more videos from this arena run for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.